the young stage, and then you freeze dry it, which is another great advantage of sweet wheat.
Right, but Brian, we don't freeze dry the grass. What we did then is we juice it. We take the grass and we juice it because the grass itself has cellulose in it. And cellulose, there's a lot of products out there, wheatgrass, that are just the grass. Some of them are dehydrated, and when you dehydrate something, you're using higher temperatures. Thus, you're destroying some of the live active enzymes. And you could be destroying some of the heat-sensitive vitamins. So that's why I chose to use a more expensive way of colder temperature drying than the dehydration methodologies. So when you're doing that, you're maintaining all the live active enzymes. After you juice it, then you freeze dry it. You're maintaining all the live active enzymes. You are maintaining all of the heat-sensitive vitamins. And you have a product in the end that is as close to fresh as you can possibly get. And when you are having a juice product like sweet wheat, you are having 10 to 20 times the amount of nutrients that you would get if you're just taking the wheat grass that is just ground up grass and then, dried, whether it's dehydrated or however it's dried, you're still having the main component in that grass is cellulose. But when you take and you juice it, the cellulose has gone away. All you end up with, when then in the end product, after you've extracted the water out, you have the amino acids. And wheatgrass juice has an incredible, wonderful amino acid profile. It has, in our product, it has around 30 to 35% protein. Sometimes it can be a little bit higher, but that's an average. And then you have the live active enzymes. You have a full spectrum of minerals and vitamins. And so you have really the powerhouse of what is at the base of the food there are those nutrients. So that's what that's what the result is from that. So therefore, you don't have the cellulose, and that would make up the majority of dried wheatgrass.
You're listening to Breakthroughs in Natural Healing. I'm Brian James, and my guest is Kim Bright, founder of Sweet Wheat Inc. Kim, what about sweet wheat in relation to the body's balance between its acidity and alkalinity?
Well, the pH factor is very important because sweet wheat is one of the top alkalining foods. And because, in general, population, men, women, and children, tend to be over acid, eating many processed foods, not drinking enough water, not getting enough fruits and vegetables, eating too many meats and dairy products. So this is very vital that they have this in their diet. And, of course, disease loves a lower pH, which means it's in an acid base. It's acid blood. You don't want that. You want more an alkaline bloodstream so you don't have the propensity to have disease growing as easily in the body. Sweet wheat also, Brian, is pure organic wheatgrass juice powder with no additives, no binders, no fillers, and that is important also because when you go to use a product, you want something that has the most punch for the amount of money that you're spending on it, and to be able to take the least amount so you're not having to take a lot of product. So when you're taking the pure juice, such as sweet wheat, and you're not taking another product that has binders and fillers and additives in it, you're getting more bang for your buck. Initially, it might look like, the other bottle that has binders and fillers and additives in it is a much larger bottle, and it seems to be less expensive. But when you really look at it and you look at the serving size and you look that this is just pure juice, you're going to find this is far, far easier on your budget than other things that have all these other additives in them.
Okay. Now, we know what's in it. It's dense with nutrients. It can replace multivitamins. It has a life force. It gives energy. What are some of the other benefits for the body?
Oh, my gosh, Brian. There are so many. I mean, we have a book over here. We have people constantly sending us stories of their successes with our product, and I will tell you they astound me. And they range anywhere from, skin conditions changed, and we have people that have diabetes that end up using less insulin, or maybe even they're completely off of that. We have people that are reporting to us increased energy. They're in their 80s. They haven't been able to move out of their chair much. Now they're out gardening, dancing. We have, pregnant ladies that are calling us, and they've had problem births before. They don't have that any longer. We have so many incredible stories that come from our customers. And it is such a joy for me to read it. Children that couldn't focus, children that have no energy, children that don't want to go to school now want to go to school and study, children that were problem children supposedly that weren't helping around the house. Now they're helping and they're happy and they're, back in the family and contributing. I mean, just so many wonderful, wonderful stories. And people that had migraines that say, I took it, it's gone. People that had problems with their blood. Now, so many. And Brian, I can tell you there have been, studies out there, even, going back into the 50s where, liver cancer, prostate cancer, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, skin cancer, eye health. We've had people report to us that, macular degeneration, for instance. We had a very important eye doctor who had a clinic that was interviewed by another doctor in an article that stated he hadn't seen anything like this before, because the only thing that could help his patients with macular degeneration was using lasers. And I guess he was using this with some pretty high profile people in Hollywood and in sports, and he was just in amazement that after 30 days, they would come in for an eye exam again, and their macular degeneration was not there any longer. And the only thing that he had changed in their diet was the addition of sweet wheat. So that was pretty spectacular. And there are so many stories. There's so many applications with this product, and I just love that wheatgrass juice is such a phenomenal healer of so many things. And I have seen it directly with my own eyes on my body, on my children's body, on friends' bodies, inside and out.
And that's simply, Kim, from taking a teaspoon or half a teaspoon in a glass of water or juice, or in capsule form.
Right. Now, you have to understand that, when people have different conditions in their body, Brian, let's say you're working with a superior, an athlete that is in superior health. Now, he's going to use a lot of energy in his sport. So he's going to need more nutrition. He would take more sweet wheat. Just as you have the opposite end of the spectrum with someone who is in such, bad degenerative health that they need more nutrient value in order to get back to a more normal state. So they would also be taking more of the product in order to regain their health back. And someone that is in normal health, let's say, and just doing a normal lifestyle, well, they would be the ones that would probably be taking what you just said, that amount. So it varies with people. It varies with their condition. It varies with the day. Some days I have a very busy day and I am going to use more energy. Therefore, I'm going